Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Brandy for anyone that's new here, and today I'm going to be making a video on just like reflecting back on my freshman year of college and just like how it went, some like tips for incoming freshmen that they should know, and just kind of how it was like ruined by the coronavirus towards the end, which was so sad, but we are going back in the fall, so that'll make up for it. So, first thing to start is going into freshman year is obviously a scary time for freshmen. If you don't have any older siblings, you don't really know like what to expect. You may have like heard things from like friends or family, but giving advice from like a previous freshman who just finished their freshman year a few months ago, like 2 months ago, I can give you guys good advice on what to expect or how to prepare for your freshman year of college. So to start, first things first is I already made a YouTube video on how to find the best college roommate because I am obsessed with mine, and I say that so much, but I really am, and I truly do believe that if you do have a good college freshman roommate, then your college experience will be so much better. I have friends from home that didn't really have like the best roommate, so it made their college experience different than mine. And I did make a video, and I'll link it right here, and the link will be in the description if you want to go check that out if you haven't seen it already. And I just believe that going into freshman year, if you have a good roommate, you will soon make a good group of friends. Now, you and your roommate don't have to have like the same group of friends. You can have different groups of friends, but at the end of the day, you always go back to your room most of the time, and you are back with your roommate. So having a good college roommate is like very, very important in my opinion. And I believe that if you do like your roommate, you will have a way better college experience than someone who doesn't like their roommate. And it's all about leaving your friend group options open. If you find a group of girls or maybe guys in the first like month of school, that's not the same group that you have to like plan to live with sophomore year, or you have to like be friends with all of freshman year. You can leave your options available and make a big group of friends. The bigger group of friends you have, the better. So the more people you meet, the better, just because when you're a freshman, you don't know anyone. All the freshmen are on the same exact page. So the more people you meet, they don't have to be your best friends. They can be acquaintances. They could be people in your class, just that you have like their number or something, just in case. The more connections you'll have. Having connections in college is so important. It will lead to many opportunities for you. The more people you know, I think it'll lead to so many more connections, and it will just help you later on the road for the rest of your college experience, whether that may be even job connections, like recommendations, just certain classes, professors. I just think that keeping your circle open and big and not closing it your first week of school if you think that you found your best friends is very important, and your college experience will be so much better. But also, on the other hand, I think that you should get involved. I think it's very important to even be in like one club if you have to. If Greek life is a big thing at your school, join Greek life, be in a sorority, a frat. If you don't really know any clubs that you can like be in, I know for my school, in the beginning of every school year, so starting like August, they have like a club meetup thing. It's really cool. It's called Club Expo, and it's on like a Monday night, and it shows all the clubs offered at my college. Go there and you can walk around, you can read different clubs, see what all of them are about. And I think just being involved will make your college experience better. If you don't have any friends on the sports teams, get to a sports game. I think that I know I went to a few sports games. I don't know anyone personally on like the basketball, or like I know a few people on the soccer team, but if you know people on teams and you go support them, I think that will help you stay involved and not be bored in college. I think it's very important also to have very close relationships with your professors. There's obviously going to be professors that you don't like and some that you really love, and they obviously don't teach the same subject. Some may do, some may not. But if you have a connection with that, even like 1 or 2 professors, you will be so much better off for the rest of your 4 years of school. If you have a professor that you can turn to if something in the event were to happen, that is so important. You're going to need recommendation letters if you end up going to grad school, which I know a lot of majors do require, but also some don't. So I just think it's very important to try and build a close bond or relationship with a professor. Even one professor will make your life so much easier. If anything, if you had a question about anything when something was due, you can turn to them, even ask them where to go, or just not have to feel uncomfortable to go out of your way to ask a professor a question. I think you'll be, I just think in general, again, I'm repeating myself, but if you have a good relationship with a professor, you will be so much happier. You will feel so much more like at home knowing that you can go talk to an adult. Yes, you can probably talk to your college roommate or your group of friends, but knowing that there may be like an adult there that you can go to in the case like anything were to ever happen, I think that will be very important and you'll be so much more successful in that. Other really good thing to know is that when you move into freshman year, every single college freshman is on the same level. Some are going to act so tough and be like, I'm not scared, like I'm not nervous, I'm not homesick, but every college freshman deep down can be a little homesick, I'm sure at least once throughout the semester. I think that if you do have a roommate that does have the same interests, that will help you. Or like I said, again, getting involved. If you find an activity that you really do enjoy, maybe it's like club tennis or like just a club sport that you played at home, I feel like that will make you feel more at home also. And just being in your room and trying to surround yourself with people who make you happy and people who don't ever bring you down will really help you not to be as homesick. You are going to be homesick as a college freshman. I can promise you that right now. I know someone like me, I'm so close with my family, and so I was homesick at times. But just having Danielle, my roommate, just there, she was feeling the same way. We were just able to talk to each other, and we both had the same interests, which works out really well. And so we were able to do activities together that helped us get our minds off, like not being home and being like this many hours away or like a plane ride away. But also your homework. Homework is way different in high school than as a college student. I know especially for me personally and for my friends, I can definitely speak for them also. Going from senior year to a college freshman is so different with work. You have to study. Like, you cannot just walk into a test and not study. It's not going to work. So you have to study. You have to, I guess the biggest tip that I give to freshmen, I have a few friends going into their freshman year. The biggest tip I would give is to have a planner. If you don't have one, if you have never had one, you need to have a planner. On the first day of classes, you'll get a syllabus, which will be like all your key test dates or like when you have this test, when you have the midterm final. And I think that my sister recommended me this. If you go home the first night of classes, sit at your desk in your dorm. You will have a desk in your dorm. And you just take out all your syllabuses and write down all the important key dates and deadlines. You will have that for the whole entire semester. And then I know I use my planner for homework. It just helps me. Like I said, the homework load is so different in college, especially transitioning from senior to freshman year. So if you write down your homework and you will have just an idea, it'll be like, oh, I have a test next Wednesday. It'll just be in your planner. You'll be able to look at it ahead of time. You'll be able to plan, prepare, know that you have a test 7 days away and not look at it the night before and be like, I have a test tomorrow. So I think that a planner is so helpful for staying organized and not forgetting tests, not forgetting when homework assignments are due. I know many of my college professors had on the syllabus when certain big assignments were due. Obviously in class, they'll tell you if you have like, read this many pages tonight. And so in class, just take out your planner and write it down. It's not embarrassing to be writing in a planner. You will look around your whole classroom and most of the students around you will be also writing in a planner, especially freshmen. So I know that was one of my biggest tips. And I think also that the homework, you can't just forget about a homework assignment and be like, I'm going to do it 5 minutes before class, because that's not how it works in college, and you have way more homework than in high school, and you really need to use the library to as much as you can, honestly. And if you're not a library person and maybe you like to do homework in your room, that's totally fine, but you have to make sure that you sit down and do your homework, because you will get a lot and you will get so confused between this class, like what you have for maybe bio and what you have for math. It's going to be very different. And so I think that homework is so important to remember. It's going to be way tougher than high school. It's not going to just be an easy A. It's going to be, you have to put in the work to get good grades. What you put in is what you're going to get back. And another thing that I can personally relate to, very much so, that didn't make sense, but it is okay to not know your major. It is 100% okay to not know what you want to do. I know the biggest question that college freshmen get is like, oh, what do you want to do when you graduate? Like, you don't know. You're an 18, 17-year-old freshman. You have no idea what you want to do with your life. That's totally fine. That's why you go to college. And so I think that if you don't know what you want to major in, that's totally fine. I changed my major 3 times, and I went into Oneonta undecided, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do, which I personally think is the best option. If you don't know what you want to, if you know you want to be like something to do with psychology, major in psychology, because either way, you're going to have to take psychology classes. But I had no idea what I wanted to do, like not a clue. So I just went in undecided, and you have to take your gen eds anyway. So my classes were like the same classes as my roommate, who is a communications major. I was in like math, history, science, like English. Like every freshman usually has to take like a college English class. And so I was in all my gen eds. I was in the same classes as her. The only difference was I was in like an intro to psych class because I was like interested in psych, and she was in an intro to communications class. And so, but other than that, it is okay to not know what you want to major in. It is okay to change your major, and as many times as you want. You are paying for college, so you should be going to college for what you want to do. And so right now I'm a psych major, and that was my 3rd major I chose. I chose education first, and I was like, no, don't want to do this. So it is okay to know that as a college freshman, you only take 15 credits usually a semester anyway. Like, that's average. For my school, I don't know if this is for every other school, but I was in 5 classes first semester, 5 classes second semester. So I knew that I couldn't even choose more than 10 classes anyway for the year. And you have like academic advisors, and you have a certain advisor if you do choose to pick a major. I'm not saying don't go into college undecided if you know what you want to do. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is okay to be undecided, but there are so many advisors and faculty on campus that can help you guide you in kind of the right direction. Just hearing your interests. I mean, they've been in the school for probably years, so they will know like what type of classes you should be taking. And I know at my school, if your school offers it, I don't know if many schools do, but I was in like a career class, and it said it discussed all the different careers that were like possible, like majors to go on based off that career. Like, we did like self-assessments and stuff. So if you do have that class, and if you are an undecided major or something like that, like maybe it's intro to careers or like exploring careers or something, I would definitely recommend taking that, because that was so helpful for me, and I finally figured out a major that I was interested in after taking that class. Basically, on that subject, it's okay to not know what you want to do, not know what you want to major in. Do not stress. You will figure it out. You have 4 years, so it is fine. Now, just like reflecting back a little bit on my freshman year, I'm not going to make this a 30-minute video on how my freshman year went, but my freshman year was affected by the coronavirus, as I'm sure many other, not even college freshmen, but college students were affected, high school students, middle school, elementary. All these schools were affected by the coronavirus, and I think that it really did have a huge impact on how my freshman year ended. I know for me personally, I hated going online classes. It just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same learning. I know I was in like a statistics class that was so hard to learn math online. My professors were really good about it, but it was just not the same as being in person and having so many faculty around you to help. I think that was like a really like drastic change for me. And also just not even having the social experience anymore. Like, one day we were just told that we had to move out. And that was so sad. And I'm sure that any college student can relate to me right now on that. But it just took away our first year college students experience. We didn't get to experience like a lot in college. We got a lot taken away from us, which I'm sure will be able to be made up by the fall. But it did affect me, and I was very sad, and a lot of things were ruined. And you can't really let that affect the rest of your college. It was just something that affected everyone around the world, and it affected everyone differently. Some people, maybe it had no effect, and some people it had 10 times the effect on them than it had on me. The virus did affect everyone individually differently. Every individual was affected by it differently. Maybe some students or even people had the virus affect them similar, but not everyone was affected the same. And I think that going back in the fall is a huge step, and I think that all colleges like around the world know that they have to take many like precautions necessary based on the virus, and many things will change around the school. But I think that after the coronavirus, it's just going to allow students to be able to be involved in so much more. Many more students are going to want to do things that they didn't get to do. Maybe they're like past senior year, even their freshman year. I know that the last few months of freshman year were taken away, but that just makes me want to do so much more for the fall. I just have so much more that I want to do for the fall, and just so many more goals that I have for myself. And I think that going back in the fall is going to be awesome, and that every college student will be happy. If not every college student, most college students will be very happy to go back. So I think that freshman year was amazing. I don't have any regrets on freshman year. Obviously the virus affecting millions of people around the world probably have like relatively the same opinion on their college experience and how it was just taken away from them. But we will get it back in the fall, and as long as everyone around the world stays safe and stays healthy, I think that's really the most important thing. If you have any video suggestions about freshman year that you would like me to do, I'm planning to do a like what to pack for your freshman year of college. I can definitely give you some tips on that. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I just want to say that I am so grateful and so thankful to even have had a college experience as a freshman. I would not take anything back. There is things that I would do differently if I went into freshman year again. But basically, overall, I am so happy with the way freshman year went for me. It was very successful, and I had the best experience. And if you guys need anything, feel free to comment down below. I'm going to link my Instagram, so feel free to reach out to me on that. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!